Begin my read alouds again today. I had a bunch recorded last week, and I'm sure you noticed I redid them. So today I'm going to read Shark Lady, the true story of how Eugene Clark became the ocean's most fearless scientist by Jess Keating. And you may recognize that name, Jess Keating, the author of Pink is for Blobfish. Shark Lady, true story. It was Saturday and Eugene wanted to stay at the aquarium forever. She wanted to smell the damp, salty air and stare at the glittery rainbow of fish. She wanted to keep watching her favorite animals, the sharks. Eugene pretended she was walking on the bottom of the sea. What would it be like to swim with her sharks? To breathe underwater with gills of her own? More than anything, she wanted to find out. Reminds me of Amelia, would you agree? When the summer came, Eugene's mother took her to swim at the beach in Atlantic City. Stuffing sticky gum into her ears to keep the water out, Eugene dove down, down, down. The salt stung her eyes, but she didn't want to miss a single fish. Constellations of sea stars speckled the pebbled sand. She imagined a silvery fin standing strong on her back, slicing through the ocean current. To others, sharks were ugly and scary, but Eugene knew they were beautiful. As she glided through the cool water, she wished everyone could see sharks through her eyes. But the sharks were only in her mind for now. Eugene decided to learn everything she could about them. This time, into books. Whale sharks, nurse sharks, tiger sharks, lemon sharks. Eugene wanted to know about them all. She also joined the Queens County Aquarium Society as its youngest member. Eugene's notebooks filled with sharks. They swam in her daydreams and on the margins of her pages. At home, Eugene's mother surprised her with an aquarium of her own. A 15-gallon tank was much too small for sharks, but Eugene saved her allowance to buy guppies, clownfish, and coral red snails. It felt as big as an ocean in her room. Their small apartment became an aquarium, a laboratory, and a sanctuary. As she grew older, many were still telling Eugene what to do. Forget those sharks. Be a secretary. Be a housewife. Eugene wanted to study zoology, but some of her professors thought women weren't smart enough to be scientists or brave enough to explore the oceans. And they said sharks were mindless monsters. Kind of reminds me of quite a few of our other stories, huh? People telling others that they can't do something. Well, let's see how she responds. You can already see the look of determination on her face on this page. Eugene knew better. Her dream was as big as a whale shark. So again, Eugene dove into her dreams. Not daydreams, not her dreams in her head, but her goals, her ambitions. She continued to chase her dream. She plunged into every course she could. Her laboratory became her home. From sunrise to sunset, she studied how fish grow, how they behave, and how they were put together, both inside and out. Despite all of the people who didn't believe in her, Eugene was becoming one of the smartest students in her field. Even after she earned her degree, many still doubted her. How do you think she got so smart? But Eugene's work was just beginning. Eager to make discoveries of her own, Eugene finally dove into the open ocean. In the Red Sea, Eugene collected hundreds of fish, including 3 new species that had not been discovered before. The Red Sea sand dive, the barred Ixia pipefish, and the volcano triplepin. On a research mission exploring the Palau Islands, Eugene was diving alone when she encountered her first ever wild shark. How would you feel right then? How do you think she feels? Maybe scared, but she probably felt something different since we know up till now it's been kind of a dream of hers, right? She wasn't afraid. Instead, she thought it was beautiful. I agree, there is something beautiful about that, being in that ocean like that. In Isle Moyers, she displayed the myth that sharks, she dispelled the myth that sharks must keep moving to stay alive when she swam through dark caves, still and silent, full of resting sharks. Eugene's daring heart grew bolder with each dive. Soon they began to call her Shark Lady. Eugene had proven she was smart enough to be a scientist and brave enough to explore the oceans. And I like that she's helping the world and people understand a species that people see as mean predators. She's helping humans have a different perspective on sharks. As her courage grew, she began to love and understand her beloved sharks more and more. But she never forgot many still believed that sharks were mindless killers. Because of their scary reputation, humans were hunting sharks all over the world. Eugene knew that sharks weren't stupid or mean. She was determined to prove everyone wrong. Eugene fished through her mind and devised a brilliant experiment. Could she train a shark the way a person trains a dog? Were sharks much smarter than anyone knew? They were. Eugene was the first scientist in the world to train sharks, and even learned they could remember their training for at least 2 months. Sharks were not mindless killers. Sharks were beautiful. Sharks were smart. They deserved to be studied, protected, and loved. And Eugene's dream was now a dream come true. Shark bites. Dangerous monsters. No way. Sleep tight. No toothbrush here. Sneaky skin. Big, small, and everything in between. Mermaid purses and life at the top. Sharks are very, very old. I won't read them all. I'll read this one right here. Life at the top. Sharks are apex predators. This means they're at the very top of the food chain in the ocean. Because of this, they play an important role in keeping food webs and prey populations in balance. Without sharks, ocean ecosystems would collapse. Definitely another reason to help protect them, right? Eugene Clark timeline. So based on a true story, we get to see her from younger all the way through. Timelines are a great example that is telling about somebody's life or an event. Author's note. I wanted to tell Eugene Clark's story for several reasons. As a scientist, Eugene lived an incredible life full of hard work, passion, and undenying curiosity. Through her legacy, she stood up for sharks, and in the process stood up for herself. People assumed that sharks were evil and dumb. They also assumed that little girls shouldn't dream of swimming with them. On both accounts, she proved them wrong. Eugene's life emphasizes how we must never let the world tell us what we can and can't do. It especially can't tell us how brave we will choose to be. I think this is the message important for young girls and boys, everyone, to hear. And perhaps most importantly, as a member of the human race, I think Eugene's belief in protecting Earth species, no matter how different they are from us, is needed now more than ever. There were many incredible tidbits about Eugene's life that I wasn't able to include in the book. She was the first to develop shark repellent derived from flatfish to protect divers. She went on more than 70 submersible dives and even discovered a rare six-gilled shark, which she credits as her favorite species. She has written about her adventures in several books and over 175 scientific journals and articles. She's been featured in over 50 television programs. Nicknamed the Shark Lady, Eugene passed away at the age 92 on February 25, 2015. But her legacy lives on. The Mote Marine Laboratory, for which Eugene acted as chair for scientific research, still exists. It's a place where young scientists can explore the oceans and discover Eugene's sharks and just maybe find some of their own. For more information about Eugene and her work, you can visit mote.org online or read any of her numerous books. My personal favorite is Lady with a Spear, where she recounts an early experience diving underwater. This may read like science fiction or a dream, but it isn't fiction. But it is a dream come true. I think we should be honored to inspire new dreams in young, curious minds like you. Eugene wished everyone could see sharks through her eyes. To others, sharks were ugly and scary, but Eugene knew they were beautiful. So Eugene dove. What lesson can you learn, but what dream do you have?